Hey everyone, it's Zach, and today we are going to continue using our Expanding Force Trick Room team with little success. I mean, it's been doing well, but it's countered pretty quickly by Hyper Offense, which it's just, Hyper Offense has been such a problem with teams where you want to set up or have a certain game plan where it can just be nuked very easily. I was actually able to take this team and the Rain team to my second copy of Shield. I'm playing on Sword right now, but on my Shield I was able to get it to top 1500, entering Master Ball at 20-4. But here we are going to see Alola Marowak, Rillaboom, Dragapult, Rayoli, Scizor, and Colossal. So here, I mean, I want to go Trick Room, but I want to go Trick Room, but I don't think it's going to be viable, especially with the Alola Marowak counterplay, plus Prankster Rayoli causing some trouble. I could just see a Dragapult lead. Dragapult and Colossal. And we're actually going to see the Alola Marowak and Rayoli. So here, I kind of want a Helping Hand Expanding Force, because I feel like Indeedee is not the one being threatened here. So we're going to go ahead and see the Alola Marowak get Dynamaxed. And I mean, the goal for this is just to bring it down as low as possible. And we're going to go ahead and Helping Hand. And we're actually going to see Coaching. So this is the first time I've seen someone actually use this move. And we are able to take out the Rayoli. But we are probably going to lose one of our Mons here. And you just went ahead and changed the terrain. So I think here we could go Conkeldurr. I'm actually worried about the Fake Out. So I think here I just want to double Protect and Detect more properly, and just see what they want to do and stall out the Dynamax, because Rillaboom gets priority with Grassy Glide and it also gets Fake Out. So we're going to take a lot of damage here. We might actually lose our Alakazam if the Alola Marowak targets it. So we're going to see the Fake Out come out, and you went for the Conkeldurr. And we're going to see a Max Phantasm, which I want to say probably takes out Alakazam through the Protect. Yeah. So here, Rillaboom probably would have done a lot better. And we are min speed, so we might be speed tying. Max Quake hits you super effective. Hits you neutral. So I want to just use Max Flare into the Rillaboom. And just Poison Jab into the Alolan Marowak. I don't think the Poison Jab is going to be enough to knock it out. And it's going to be real interesting to see whether this is a speed tie or we are just outsped, because we're min speed Alolan Marowak. So we're going to go see a Grassy Glide. And that does nothing to Alolan Marowak. And we see that it actually outspeeds us. That or we lost the speed tie. So here we'll lose to just a priority Grassy Glide. And even then, like, we have nothing that will hit both of these Pokemon at the same time. I think I'm falling into being too relied on the Psy spam at the beginning of the match and just giving my opponent the opportunity to set up. Having that Max Lightning on the Alolan Marowak was actually a really good strategy, because you automatically change the terrain and that eliminates, like, if you have to worry about Spore or anything like that. I really liked seeing that. So we are going to go ahead and continue looking for our next opponent and just keep dropping the rating down. Okay, we have our next opponent. And here we see another Rowlet, Dracovish, Cinderace, Rillaboom, Indeedee Male, and Rotom Fan. So I think here we do bring the Trick Room. So I'm going to go Indeedee Porygon 2. We're going to see Hyper Offense. I'm worried about Copycat. And what happens if we follow me to the coaching? Well, the coaching would get priority. Because I'm really worried at this. Like, you could just coach. Or you could Copycat the Trick Room and just automatically reverse it. So I think here we might see a Rolly Cinderace lead. And it's actually going to be Dracovish. So here I do just want to Trick Room and Follow Me, because Follow Me is going to help bring down the power of a Fishious Rend, because we're gonna go first. So Fishious Rend won't have as much power on Indeedee as it would, and you actually bring up the Rain. So Indeedee does survive. And right now, I actually just want to double in to that Dracovish and hope that we can take out the Rowlet. So we're going to go ahead and see a Copycat. So you're reversing Trick Room? Yeah. I figured we'd see that. And we do survive. And we take out the Rowlet, so we can do the same thing again next turn. and get a free switch into one of our other mons. I do have to worry about a spread attack. So I think here we're going to see a fake out. Because we're not protected by psychic terrain. So we'll probably see a fake out into the NDD and a Fish's Run come out into the Porygon 2. And actually Grassy Glide. So I think here we bring out Rillaboom. And I just want to... Let's switch into the Alolan Marowak and take out this Dracovish. Do you expect to protect, though? And we're actually going to see Dracovish go back. And the Rotom Fan. Grassy Glide will go into the Alolan Marowak and hit it pretty hard for all things considered. And we get decent damage into the Rotom. I think here I want to bring back an NDD and just change the terrain. And hit that Rotom hard, because that Rotom threatens the Rillaboom. And I wouldn't be surprised if we actually see the Rotom Fan Dynamax at this turn. So we're going to bring back up the Psychic Terrain, which will stop priority. And we are going to see probably the Rotom Fan Dynamax. And probably a Max Airstream into the NDD slot. And maybe a knockoff into the Rillaboom. So we'll go ahead and Dynamax here. And yeah, we'll see the Max Airstream into what was the Rillaboom slot. So hopefully we can maybe take out this Rotom Fan. And we see that it's Life Orb. And actually a high horsepower. So we will take it out with so that takes away our issue of the Rotom Fan hitting the Rillaboom. So what I want to do here is I want to target the Dracovish with a Grassy Glide. And I actually want to max guard the low Marowak, because if we can bring it to a situation where it is Rillaboom versus these two, we should be able to just double up on it. And we do get the knockout on Dracovish. And we preserve the low Marowak for just a little longer. So I think here we want to knock off the Rillaboom. And just hit it with a max flare. And a little Marowak is just barely able to survive. The knockoff does great damage, Aqua Berry. And that's a berry against fire, if I'm correct. So at that range, we probably would have gotten the knockout anyway. But we are able to just take out the Rillaboom and steal that one in. So that wasn't too bad, all things considered. Rayoli has a lot going on for it. So we're going to go ahead and do one more for today. We do move back up just a little. I'd love just to break positive on my win-loss record. Maybe I can combine between my two games. That should be enough to bring it positive. So here we see Alakazam and Indeedee male. And what I'm worried about is a lot of these Indeedee males have been running in prison to stop expanding force spam. It's just that the only thing is that my Alakazam has imprisoned too. So what happens if we all imprison? But if the Indeedee male outspeeds it, let's give it a try. I think here we have a good chance for Trick Room in the back. It all depends on like what happens turn one. So we do see the Indeedee Alakazam. And I'm just leading this because I really want to see the interaction. So here I want to imprison. And then follow me. What is Indeedee male's base speed though? If it's max speed, or it could be Scarfed. A lot of these have been running Scarf. And we have to win the speed tie against the opposing Alakazam. I'm really interested to see what happens. Because if I imprison first, does that lock you to not use imprison? And we do get the imprison off. And the Shadow Ball, but it doesn't affect Indeedee. And it can't use imprison. Okay. I gotta save that. So Shadow Ball is really the only move that Alakazam has that mine doesn't. So it has to be forced to use it again. So I think here we just go ahead and expanding force spam. So we're going to see Alakazam switch out, which makes sense because there's not much it can do there. And it will get an Intimidate off, but both these Pokemon are special attackers. What does Indeedee male have? We're actually going to see a double switch. into Rillaboom. So you're going to go ahead and change the terrain, which means I'm going to hit just the Incineroar, so it's not going to do anything. Good move. Oh, I actually went for Dazzling Gleam. Okay. You know what? Let's Dynamax. I've yet to Dynamax this Alakazam yet. So we'll have to see how much damage a Max Starfall does. And we'll see a fake out. So you faked out the Alakazam and probably targeting the Indeedee. And we do change the terrain. And we're going to see the Darkest Lariat. So we're going to go ahead and just follow me in Starfall again, and that should be enough to take out the Incineroar. You could switch in the Indeedee Male. So we're just going to keep following me just to protect this Alakazam. And the terrain boosted Max Starfall is enough to take out the Incineroar. And we'll see a knockoff come up from the Rillaboom. And that will be enough to take out the Indeedee. So let's bring in the Porygon 2. And we will use our last turn of Dynamax to just kind of distract to bring in Trick Room. I'm really glad I clicked Imprison turn 1. And we are actually going to see, it's a Pokeball, so it might be the Rillaboom. You might be going Max Knuckle. But if we can get up Trick Room, we should be set. And we do good damage on the Alakazam. And we're going to see a Max Knuckle come out. So we go ahead and we set up Trick Room. The only thing is usually we have a Dynamax Alola Marowak to depend on. I think here we just Gleam. And actually, you know what? Let's take out the Alakazam. Because we've won the speed tie, that we've shown that we're faster. And here we'll see Indeedee Male. So we did double into the Indeedee. So we're going to go ahead and Thunderbolt. And we're going to see a Max Darkness come out. Which is not good for our... No. So I think here we just have to target into the Rillaboom. And the thing is, like, this Indeedee is going to be able to hit the Marowak really hard. And we actually just one-shot the Rillaboom. But how much does Expanding Force do? Ooh. Can we get a freeze? You can actually go ahead and reverse Trick Room. So here I think we see an Imprison come out from the Indeedee. So what I want to do is target down this Alakazam. And really just do my best to stall out the Expanding Force. After a special defense drop, though, I don't think Porygon 2 survives it, especially from both of these Pokemon. But if you use Trick Room on your last Mon, come on, Porygon. Nope. Ah. Oh well. Our turn 1 wasn't optimal at all, but I wanted to see that interaction. And we'll just see a Shadow Ball come out into the Marowak, which will take it out. I definitely could have led that one better. I could have led with Trick Room. But Indeedee Male would have just imprisoned anyway. So leading Rillaboom actually wouldn't have been bad in that situation. Because I would have been able to knock off and really do some damage. I also don't think that that maxing Alakazam was the best play, especially with it being that low. But you know, you learn. I think it's funny to watch me imprison and the Expanding Force. So there's definitely a bunch of things that I could have done better, but I think we did pretty well, all things considered. But anyways, let me know who you would have led at the turn 1 for the last match if you watched it. Let me know what I could do better. How do you like the team so far? Let me know all these things down in the comments below. If you want to keep up on what I'm doing, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm trying to get a doubles battle video out every day But anyways, I'm Zach, and I'll see you guys in the next one.